The general part we are done. Now look at the examples so that you can know how to use which equation under which circumstances and which one under which circumstances. We'll start at the one at the turning point. The x-axis and the y-axis. Then you are given the turning point now, the point here. That is A, -4, -3. These are the coordinates. You are given the turning point and any other point. Let's say you are given B here. This is 3 and no, let me not use 4. Let me use 2. You are given this. Then you are requested, or can you find the equation, this graph, f. Can you find the equation of f? We said there are only 3 equations. Only 3 equations. Plus b x plus c. We having f of x is equals to a x minus p squared plus q. We having f of x is equals to a x minus x1, x minus x2. We are having 3 different equations. All of them, to choose it to be so there's only a certain information. Therefore, here we are given the turning point and another point that lies more the parabola. Then we say if we are given a turning point and any point that lies more your parabola, this is the graph. This is the equation to choose. Because P get a turning point, Q get a turning point, then X and Y get the point on here. Therefore, they say find the equation of F or of this graph. This is how we do it. I said we always start by calculating A. How the value of A? But then we know the shape here. Our A must be positive. If our A is negative, it means there's something wrong there. X minus P squared plus Q. We substitute everything in here. We set the Y and the X, get the point about filling on. Then here it is, our B. The Y value is 2. Our X value is 3. Minus our P, we set the X value of the turning point, of which is -4. Whenever I substitute, use brackets. Square. Then our Q, is the Y value at the turning point, of which is -3. This time around. Therefore, we go. A, 3, -4, it gives us positive. Therefore, 3 plus 4. This is 3 plus 4. Square minus 3. This is 7 squared, that is 49. Minus 3. The 2 and the 2. Then we are solving for A here. Remember the relationship. Mathematics never changes. The relationship between your sides. This is the division. The relationship between your sides. We need to rescue. Our A must be rescued. How do we rescue it? We have to remove the -3 and the 49 here. But then how do you remove the -3? It's negative. What are the inverse here? The positive. Therefore, we added both sides. We added both sides. This is 2 plus 3. Which gives us 5 is equals to 49 AU. This is 0 here. Therefore, how do we rescue our A from here? This is 49 times A. We use division. We divide both sides by 49. Therefore, they cancel. Our A is equals to 5/49. Of which is relevant because if positive, then the shape we are supposed to have a positive A. Unfortunately, our A is positive. Therefore, once you are done at A, how? Once you are done by your A, you come here now. We substitute all the given information. Remember, another f of x is equals to a x minus p squared plus q. You substitute all the given information you have, but then you leave the point above filling of which is your y and your x. This one's how they change. We continue. Our a is 5 over 49. Our x minus p, the value of p. Our p is negative 4. Our p is negative 4, of which is negative 4. All squared minus 3. This is 5 over 49 x plus 4 squared minus 3. This can be your equation, or you do your mathematics, you are in a general way. This can be your equation, or you can still continue for in the form of f of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. It will depend on the equation and how it will arrange. But then you can just continue here. You break the brackets, then you multiply throughout. It will decide more in this form. Remember that here we are given the turning point for this one. Then what happens if you're not given the turning point? The information is different. Here's your function now. You are given this point and this point. We know always for the x-intercept, y are 0. If we can say here is negative 5, then the y is 0. Then here it's 1, let's say 2. 2 and 0. Then you are given another point that lies on your parabola. Your x is 1. Then this is negative 3. So let's say you are given this information. This is your A, your B, and your C. Then you are requested to find the equation of this graph. Let's say find the equation of f. Remember again, we are having this. F of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. F of x is equal to ax minus p squared plus q. And f of x is equal to ax minus x1, x minus x2. Then you go back to your notes. We are having 3 different equations. You are given this information. We said this is the general one. Then use this one when you are given the turning point. Then use this one when you are given the x-intercept and any other point that lies on your parabola. Then now, let's say what we are given. You are given the x-intercept, and a point. You go here. Oh, this is our equation that we use when we are given this information. The x-intercepts and a point again. Here's the equation. We pick x minus x1, x minus x2. But we said the y here, the x and the x, these are the given point. Where's our given point? Our given point is C. The y is negative 3. The y is negative 3. We said we always start by calculating the value of A. We always start by calculating the value of A if we are not given. Then our x is 1. Whenever you substitute, use a bracket. Then this is our x-intercept, negative 5. Our x is 1, negative Then our x here, x2 is 2. Therefore, we break the brackets, mathematics. 1 negative gives us positive, plus 5. 1 negative 2, that is negative 1. Then this is negative 3 here. 8, 6, negative 4. Of which gives us negative 6a, negative 3, negative 3. Before we find the answer, our a, according to the shape here, must be positive. Therefore, it's a guideline. How do we remove the negative 6? We divide both sides by negative 6. Negative 6. Therefore, our a is equals to negative 3 over negative 6 is the same as 1 over 2. That's a half. Always, once you have your a, you substitute everything, but then you leave the given point, of which is your x and your y. You no longer substitute them now. Let's see. What do I mean? You have your a. What is your a? It's half. Then you do not substitute the given point. Subtract. What is our x-intercept? This is positive 5 now, because it will be a negative and a negative. Then you do not substitute the x, then this is 2. Then what must say is you break the brackets first. This x and x, that is x squared. X and 2, that is positive 2x. 5 and x, that is 5x. 5 times 2, that is 10. X squared. Then you group the like terms. 2x plus 5x, that is 7x. Plus 10. Therefore, you just break the brackets. You multiply everything by half. The Lengamara bracket. That is 1 over 2, or half x squared. Then half times positive 7x. That is the same as positive x. Then half times 10. That is 5. Therefore, this is your equation of your parabola. We are given the x-intercept. And this thing here, it is now the general one. F of x is equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Then now we have the equation now. Simple as ABC. Let's continue, guys. We are now given equation of this nature. Fortunately, this time around, they're not asking us to find the equation. They gave us the equation now. Let's see what actually. We are given the equation, then they're saying M is a point on F and N is a point on G. Therefore, this is M, this is N here. Okay. M is parallel to the y-axis. Okay, yes. M covers the x-axis at T here. Okay, yes. Usually every information about normal mathematics. Sorry to me put this on. Why am I giving this information? Let's check the questions there. They're saying show that g of x is equal to x plus 1. The first question on level or g of x, which type of a function is it? This is the g of x. G of x is a straight line. When I said for a straight line, the most important thing is to find the gradient if it's not given and find the y-intercept. Fortunately, the y-intercept is given. This is the y-intercept here, of which it means our c is 1 already. Therefore, we know we have y is equal to mx plus c. So it is not a point. Y and x, it's any point that lies more this graph. Therefore, we have this point here. It's more this line. Then the y I think is 5. then you do not have the gradient, you are looking for the gradient. Then what is x? The x value is 4. Then our c is 1. If we just remove the 1 here by its inverse sign, then you subtracted 1, you also subtract 1 this side, minus 1. That is 4 is equals to 4m. Therefore, you divide both sides by 4. Therefore, our gradient is equals to 1. We have the gradient, then you have your c, then you are done. This is your x plus 1. The gradient is 1 here. Therefore, there's no need to write it. That is why our g of x is equal to x plus 1. This and this are the same. It means the first question is answered now. Then let's go to the second one. They are saying calculate the coordinates of A and B. Then we try to check. Where's your A? Here's your A here. Then where's your B? Then here's your B. Therefore, in other ways, they are simply saying find the x-intercepts. And how do you find the x-intercepts? We know always, for x-intercept, y is equal to 0. Therefore, just say, let's check. A and B, the parabola. And we are given the equation near the parabola. This is f of x is equal to x minus 2x minus 3. Therefore, we are saying for x-intercept, always our y is equal to 0. We are given y is equal to 0 minus 2x minus 3. Therefore, you are looking for A and B. It means what an x2. Then now, back to algebra. How do you factorize this? We go and look for the factors of negative 3. Two numbers that when you multiply them, they give you negative 3. And always to get a negative, it means you are multiplying two different signs. There's no way that you can multiply a positive and a positive. There's no way, or a negative. You always have to multiply two different signs, a positive and a negative, to find a negative. Therefore, negative 1 multiplied by 3 is equal to negative 3. Negative 3 multiplied by 1 is equal to negative 3. Then you come and check. After finding your factors, it's a negative 3. You check what it's a filter and how they add. When you add them, they give you the negative 2 here. Let's start with the first one. When you take negative 1, then you add it later, you get what? You get 2, the sign of the bigger number. It's a positive 2. Then you come on this one. It means this one is cancelled. We cancel it. We come to this one. Negative 3 plus 1 is equal to negative 2. Therefore, it means these are the factors now. We factorize our x. Factors is negative 3, and positive 1. It's equal to 0. Therefore, our x is equal to 3, or x is equal to negative 1. Then the question comes on, A and B. How do you know the negative 3, here A, or the positive 3, here A or here B, and this one is well guy. You check your Cartesian plane. We know how to come on this side. From here, the x values are negative. Therefore, we check what giving L negative here. Oh, get this one. X is negative 1. Then y I think is 0, because L I am on the x axis. Therefore, for A, that is negative 1 and 0. Therefore, for B, we check our B. Again, the positive x-axis. Do we have a positive? Oh, yes, we have a positive. Therefore, our x is 3. Then our y is 0. Therefore, that is A and B. It was just a way to play smart. Pass about the question straight or find the x-intercept. But then you just check the position. Yeah, the coordinate about. You check A, where's A? A is the x-axis, okay? Then B, the very same thing, the x-axis. Then what do we know that the x-intercept? Give me the function of the x-axis mostly. There's a cutter here and here. That's why I read this method here, the x-intercept. Next, determine the range of f. Before you even do anything, we said the range of f. F is a parabola. The range of f, you have to focus more on q. Let's check, we have a q. Q is the y value at a turning point. It means it's here. Somewhere here. This is P and Q. You have to find, we don't have it. Yes, you just have to find Q, the y value at a turning point. Unfortunately, we have a formula of the y and the x values at a turning point. Just have to find the x value at a turning point. The x value of the turning point, the same as negative b over 2a. Our b is negative 2. Then our a is 1. This is negative 1 times negative 2, that is positive 2, over 2, of which is equals to 1. Does it make sense? Our x of the turning point is positive 1, then we check, where is it? On the positive side. Then our p, this side we know is positive. Yes, it makes sense now. Yes, let's continue, guys. We said, remember, we said this thing started with the input and output. How now the input, you can always get the output. If not the equation or the rule. Therefore, this is it. We are having the equation now. Then another input, of which is x, is equals to 1 here. This is the x value of the turning point. Keep p. This is 1. How do we find the q? We find the q by just taking this one here. Writing our equation in how corresponding y value. Therefore, we go. This is f of positive 1 is equals to. This thing simply means wherever you see your x here, we just put your 1. Therefore, x, we put 1, minus 2. Wherever you see x, you put 1, minus 3. So this is 1 minus 5. That is negative 4. Therefore, f of 1 is equal to negative 4. Therefore, it means our y is equal to negative 4. Therefore, this is our q. That is our q. It means here the coordinate of the turning point is 1 and negative 4 now. Then we said the range, we focus more our q. We go. The shape is also important when it comes to the range. The shape is necessary to focus more on when how about the range. Therefore we go, our shape A is positive. And remember generally we said, well, how about the range? Y is an element of ordinary numbers. But then our y, when A is positive, our y must be greater or equals to our q. Therefore, this time around, this is the general part. This time around, normally our q will go. Therefore, our range, this is how we find it. Y is an element of ordinary numbers. But our y must be greater or equals to negative 4. Therefore, that's how we find our range. The third question, down. This one looks a little bit interesting now. They are saying if mn is equal to 6 units, it means this is the length from here to here is 6 units. Determine the length of OT from here to here. Okay? Let's see. Let's see. If mn is equals to 6 units, determine the length of OT. And we check how is our OT. For a horizontal, this is horizontal. Most people or most learners will be rushing to use the distance formula, of which here it might destroy the learner here. The distance formula, most of the time, we use it if you are dealing a slanting distance, something like this, from here to here, or from here to here. Therefore, you can use the distance formula. But then if it's vertical, straight vertical, or straight horizontal, if it's straight vertical distance from here to here, you just take your y, the bigger y, minus the smaller y. Of which, if bar was AB is the same as the y of A minus the y of B. This for a vertical distance, this is slanting. Therefore, here, if it is horizontal, something like this, therefore it's AB. It's a horizontal distance. You focus only on the x in the how. You take the bigger x, this is x of B and xb. Therefore, AB how this side will be xb minus xa. You take the bigger x, subtract your smaller x, then you get your distance. Do not rush to use the distance formula modulo to solve. This is the general part. Then now let's answer the question. We check OT. We know this is the point of origin here. Only 0 and 0 here. Another x value. And this thing is the horizontal distance, first and first. Fortunately, another x of here, the bigger x. So when we come here, we are looking for the smaller x now. Unfortunately, it's not there. It's not given. We need to find it. We need to find it. How do we find it? This is mn. It means n and m and t. They share the same x value here. Therefore, the information given y before the other equation they give us this thing, it means it has to be used. Mn, we are given or 6. Okay, this is mn. And remember, generally, the coordinates are like this. If you are having an x value here, let's say modest equation. If you are given the x value here, in order to create the corresponding y value, you just take the x value. You just take the x value how then it's more the equation here to create the corresponding y value. Therefore, generally, this is how we represent the coordinates. How. That is why they say f of x or g of x is the same as y. This is the general part of it. Then this is L and S. Therefore, harena both x and y are here. Therefore, we do not have both x and y. Then we know we need to find the distance here. We are given the distance actually. But the ordinary coordinates are there. What can we do? Let's just represent them in general. The coordinates of m, it's x. M is f. Therefore, this is f of x. This is the general part. It means whenever you take your x, what's in your the equation you have, you can look at the corresponding y value. Then we come here, our n. N lies our g of x. Therefore, this is the x value here. Therefore, look at the corresponding y value. You need to take the x with the equation in your house, g of x. Therefore, you get this. How can we do these things? This is a vertical distance, is 6 units. You are given over 6 units. Why do we know a vertical distance? Mathematics does not matter. It doesn't matter how we are dealing with the numbers or what. You always stick to what you know. The only thing you know in a case like this, a vertical distance, you take the bigger y, you subtract the smaller y. That's what you know. Then do what you know. This is mn. is equals to, this is our bigger y here, this is our smaller y. This is f of x. Subtract g of x. Oh, now it seems like it's making sense. Because we are given this information here, we have this, then we have this. Therefore, it starts making sense now. Can I erase here? Therefore, we are having mn. Mn we are given all 6 units. It's equals to. What is our f of x? F of x is equals to x squared minus 2x minus 3. Subtract our g of x, of which is x plus y. From here is mathematics, but must brackets first. Break your brackets. Minus x squared minus 2x. No, let's just say it's minus 3x. Subtract 3x here. Because negative 2x, negative x is negative 3x. Negative 3, negative 1, negative 4. So if we just transpose the 6, x squared minus 3x minus 4 minus 6. X squared minus 3x minus 10. Therefore, we are going to look for the factors of negative 10. I know negative 1 multiplied by 10 is equals to negative 10. Positive 10, negative 10 multiplied by positive 1 is negative 10. Then negative 2 multiplied by positive 5 is negative 10. Negative 5 multiplied by 2 is equals to 10. Okay? Therefore, these are the factors of negative 10 that we have here. Therefore, we are looking for the ones that whenever you add them, they must give you the negative 3 here, the middle term b. These two are far from making negative 3. Therefore, let's start here. What is negative 2 plus 5? Take the sign of the bigger number, that gives us 3. Positive 3. And we are looking for negative 3. Then what is negative 5 plus 2? That gives us negative 3. Therefore, this, we take this part here. Those are the factors. That is x, negative 5, x plus 2. Therefore, our x value, therefore our x is equals to 5 or x is equals to negative 2. But then you still have to decide. We are having two x values here. The other one is positive, the other one is negative. Therefore, we are going to look for the x value at which quadrant. This side, because this is the x value here. Therefore, this side the x values are negative. Therefore, positive 5 is not the solution. X is equal to negative 2. We are having the x value here, matter of simple now, because now the y value is there. This is, the x value is negative 2, and here is 0. Then matter of simple now, because we are having both coordinates, so O and T. We are having both O and T. Then you check the distance is going on the interval, the length. Is it vertical? Is it slanting? Is it horizontal? This one is horizontal. It means we only focus on the x value. We are having OT. The coordinates of O, this is the point of origin, 0 and 0. T, negative 2 and 0. Therefore, OT is a horizontal distance. We focus more on the horizontal C. We take the bigger x, which is O, subtract the smaller x, of which is T, xt. Therefore, the x value here is 0. Subtract this one, that is 2 units. Units to show this is a distance or length. Then we got it. Was it difficult? It's a no. Thank you guys. Our lesson ends here for today. Let's catch up next time. We'll be dealing with the hyperbola and the exponential graph. I wish you all the best.